Well, you should be smiling after Saturday. Have you noticed a morale-boosting mood in the camp this week after that win against Stockport?
Yeah, of course, it was a great result and it was a really good day, and the players have obviously really pleased after the result, and looking forward to the next game now.
And it set a standard, hasn't it? If they continue to play like that, put in that effort, that performance, then it can hopefully be a positive end to the season.
Yeah, definitely. Listen, we've got all the games now to the end of the season to put our best effort in and try and win as many as we can, and that was our aim.
What was the secret on Saturday? Was there any difference? Because, to be fair, I think it's only 1 defeat in 8, so you've been in decent form going into that game. But was there anything different on Saturday that you noticed that sent you over the edge?
Yeah, I think we pieced both sides of the game together. I think in the last few weeks we've been either attacking with real authority and maybe letting in sloppy goals, or when we've set up to not concede, we've maybe found it hard to break teams down, especially the teams that we'd played near the bottom. But we managed to keep both sides there, and for long periods of the game I thought we were excellent.
And in terms of team news, how's the squad looking this week? Have you got a couple of players coming back? Charlie, Ben, available this weekend?
Yeah, well, obviously Ben is now allowed to play. Obviously, he weren't allowed to play against Stockport. Charlie is still been struggling. He still hasn't trained. He's been really unlucky with illness, but hopefully he may be available for the weekend, but he's still a doubt.
And we follow Josh on social media this week, having surgery. So I guess from his point of view, is it good to get it out the way? And I'm assuming his time frame is to try and be back for pre-season if that's possible.
Well, we're a lot confident he'll be back before then, and ideally we would like to have him back available before the end of the season. So it's one of them operations that you recover really quickly, but we won't rush him back for the sake of it. We'll have to make sure that he's 100%, but there's a chance that he may be available before the end of the season.
And that would be a positive, and I'm assuming in the short term will he continue to assist you behind the scenes?
Yeah, I'm not sure if he'll be available to help on the weekend. We'll have to see how he feels, but obviously with Jody in now, it makes it a little bit easier, and Josh can just worry about getting back from his injury.
How are you enjoying being manager, the interim manager of Yeovil Town Football Club?
Yeah, but listen, everyone knows how I feel about this club, and to get a chance to be the manager has been amazing, and I've loved every minute of it. It's been tough. We've had a lot go on in the few weeks that I've been in charge, but just got to do my best and do it as long as I'm needed to.
It always strikes me as a layman, an outsider. It has to be one of the most time-consuming, stressful jobs out there. Has anything surprised you about the role, or is it pretty much what you expected?
I think I did expect a lot. Obviously, I'd spoke to the gaffer and I knew what it would involve. There's things that have gone on that you can't really plan for, but listen, everyone at the club is fully behind me, and they've been amazing, and we're dealing with everything as best we can, and I think the players have been brilliant during this time.
And understandably, it's a great job to have, the manager of Yeovil Town Football Club. Scott Priestnell said last week, I think, 40, 50 applicants so far. Where are you at in terms of being a manager of Yeovil Town? Is that something you're interested in, or are you going to get to the end of the season first?
Listen, I've loved doing it, and it's been a real honour doing it, and I will do it as long as the club need me, and what happens after that, I don't know. Nobody knows. That'll be up to the owner, and I'll just do it until further notice.
Because you're in the seat at the moment, is it something you even need to apply for? Is it? I guess you can just you're in the position, so the conversation will come up at some point, I imagine.
Yeah, I'll have that conversation with him, but at the minute I'm just focusing on every game. I know it sounds like a cliche, but that's what I'll be doing. I've got to prepare for the games because we want to still get results, and that is the number one aim.
How challenging is the weekend? 2 games in 3 days.
Listen, we just played Stockport with the best team in the league at home, and we got a great result. Even it was very tough, but now we're going to another one of the best teams in the league, and away from home it's going to be hard, and not many teams have got much there this season, but we'll go there with confidence, and that we got from them. We know it's going to be a very hard game, but we'll get a lot of confidence from the last result.
Do you have to manage the players off the pitch because they won't get back till late on Saturday, and then they've got another game on Monday?
That's going to be tough for everyone. It's it's one of them nightmares of playing over the bank holiday. 2 games in 2 days. Almost certainly the team that starts on Saturday will not be the team that starts on Monday. That I think that'll probably be for most teams, especially at our level. We've got some people back ready and available, so listen, we haven't got 22 starting players, so there's some people are going to have to play both games. There's no way around it, and they're going to be tired. But they're a group that are willing to do it, and they've been brilliant for me.
And you're right, it's a challenge. They're third in the table. Although I think 1 or 2 maybe slip-ups lately. I think 3 wins in their last 8. But why are they third in the table? What makes them one of the better teams in the National League?
They've got really good players. That help. They play good football. They're well coached. They're well drilled. Obviously, I've watched a lot of their stuff, and they've got players who can score goals, which is a threat at any level, and will be a tough challenge for them. They will expect to win, and everyone will probably expect them to win, but we'll go there and make it very hard for them. And we're a confident team, and we feel like we can get something.
Yeah, the Stockport result, you won at Wrexham. You're not afraid to take on the big sides. Whatever happens this season for the players, and hopefully the core will still be at the club next year, are they showing the potential and learning from lessons that next year they can improve and do better, do you think?
I've said it 100 times since I've been in charge. The attitude the players have shown over the last 4 weeks has been unbelievable. With the manager that, listen, everyone knows the relationship he had with the players was a great one, and to see him go and to see me take over, who's new to the role, and give me what they've given when a lot of them are still out of contract for the end of the season. There will be a core of players that the club would love to keep in, but the attitude they're showing at the moment is top class.
Well, have a safe trip to Halifax, and we'll speak to you soon.
Thank you very much.
Sorry about that, Charlie.
That's all right, no worries.
It does help to put the microphone on, doesn't it? Would it be fair to say, having just achieved a double against the top of the table side, that it was you mentioned the word you worked hard, or the team worked hard. I mean, there's no substitute for working hard, and clearly you did it because you got the results both times.
I agree completely. You've got to work hard, and while I'm in charge, the players know that I expect that. That isn't something that you can do one week and not the other. That is necessary every game. If you don't work hard and you don't give me everything, you don't play. That is the number one rule. You've got to give me everything you've got. And then the other side to it, that you expect up and downs on the ability on the ball. Sometimes you have weeks where you're on it and sometimes you're off it. And unfortunately, that is just the human nature in general and footballers. But you have to work hard, and I think everyone knows that this team gives everything all the time.
Now, you changed the styles slightly in so much as you a bit more defensive play than you normally have. And the goals, as it turned out, came against the run of play. I mean, was that sort of partly by design, do you think?
Yeah, we planned on. We changed. We had 2 different formations that we worked on during the game, and we planned break from maybe deeper areas than we have done against maybe the teams at the bottom. And it's always nice when you work on stuff in the week and the players buy into it, and then it comes to fruition at the weekend. So it was a really good week all in, and I enjoyed the Saturday night after.
And you had, the benefit. Max Hunt was back, and he played presumably out of his skin, it appears, in his first game back, which must have been difficult from his point of view. I mean, I heard him quoted as saying that he got about 70 minutes and it was beginning to get to his legs a little bit. But I mean, when you've got players putting that sort of effort in, that makes a hell of a difference, doesn't it?
Yeah, we spoke to him, and he knew what game we was getting him ready for. He would have liked to have been back earlier, but we had to protect him and make sure that he was training, getting fit. He had an eye on Stockport, but there's no way you can prepare for 90 minutes after being out for that long. And he was exceptional. And 70 minutes into the game, if he looked over at the bench to me, I'd have put my head down. He had to play. So it's just one of those things, and he was up for the challenge. So fair play to him. It was an excellent performance.
And kind of. It's typical, really, that Miles Hippolyte's come back to the Oval and he goes and scores a goal for Stockport.
Yeah, that's why I was pleased that when I saw the team that he wasn't starting, because a lot of people know what I feel about Miles and how good he is. To have someone like him on the bench just shows you how strong they are. So he was very good when he come on and he scored, and I'm just glad that we still got away with a win.
And of course, you managed to keep Paddy Madden quiet. Of course, Paddy's a bit of a hero, as you know, down at Yeovil from his time here. Again, that must have been a feather in your cap as well.
Yeah, rightly so. He's a great player. He's a very talented footballer, especially for this level. And to keep him quiet was testament to the players. I thought they were excellent. And yeah, as I say, if we have more days like that, it'll be a great place.
Yeah. Now tell us about Jody. You brought him in to give you a little bit more experience on the sidelines. Can you tell us a bit more about him?
Well, yeah, I only met Jody this year. He became the manager of Billericay when I was there as a player, and I really liked the way he did things, and I thought he'd done an excellent job at Billericay. We were in a very bad place when he took over, and he'd done an excellent job. And then when he parted companies with Billericay at the start of last week, I just spoke to him on the off chance. And he said that he was able to come and help me. And listen, he was an excellent person to have in, and a lot more experience in managerial role than me. And we see the game very similar. And he's been a big help this week. And his first game was Stockport, so maybe he had something to do with that. Maybe his help gave us just that extra little bit.
What do you think he brings in particular? I mean, is he sort of buoyant? Is he a happy sort of guy, or?
No, he stays very calm actually. I've stayed quite calm as a coach. I am quite calm. I don't get too frustrated. I don't get too high. I try and keep my highs very even. And don't get too low when we're playing poorly. But to turn around and suggest something to him, and he can give me a straight answer. He agrees with it or he doesn't, and I don't need people just to agree with me all the time. That doesn't help anyone. So a couple of things that I said to him the other day, he gave me other options, and listen, whether I choose them, it's up to me. But it's just good to have someone like him there.
The owners come out and said that he's taken 40 or 50 applications for the job. Contract talks apparently have started with the players. Is that sort of bringing a slightly more settled air about the place, but knowing that at last something is happening?
Yeah, definitely. I think 100%. People want to know where they're at, and including the owner, he's desperate to get things sorted. So this is a great club. I'm not surprised there's so many people going for the job, and I've loved it. 3 years that I've been here. It's been some of the best I've had. Through some of the hardest times I've been involved with this club in my career, and this club and the fans and the players have got me through it. So I'm not surprised that this club will do well next year, whoever's in charge. I'm confident of that.
And Richard touched on it. Have you actually applied for the job, or are you just sitting there and waiting to see what happens?
I've had conversations with the owner. Obviously, I have to speak to him a lot, and with that sort of side, that'll get dealt with when he feels like it's necessary. For me at the minute, I'm just focusing on the next game, and whatever comes of that stuff will happen. And I've just got to prepare for Halifax.
A long trip now to Halifax, and then, as we said, another game on Monday. It must be pretty tiring to have to drive up there and back, and then one day off, and then you're banging again, sort of thing. Hard work.
Yep, very tough. It's gonna be hard, but I won't accept anyone using excuses. Unfortunately, that's the hand we've been dealt. I won't have any excuses. You've got to do your job. That's what we're here for, and there'll be fans travelling up to watch it, so that we owe everyone involved in the club the best performance we can on Saturday, and then recover as quickly as possible and give everything you got on the Monday. And anything less than that will not be acceptable.